Margaret Tadrose is facing the worst fire threat since the Black Summer bushfires destroyed Bilpin Fruit Bowl's precious orchards.
And this was all apple trees all the way down. We still haven't completely finished the jobs yet.
This is their vision.
And I'm just like, holy crap, this is something big, you know.
This is the day.
This is, yeah, it was like Armageddon.
The then Prime Minister flew over the region.
It was just too thick to get through. We couldn't even see the ground at the height we're flying at, right?
It was a backburn gone wrong, done in extreme conditions, as authorities struggled to contain the Gospers Mountain mega fire nearby. The Bells Line of Road runs through the Hawkesbury over the Blue Mountains. Floods have turned the region gumnut green again. Is there enough hazard reduction burning?
No, there needs to be more done.
Volunteer Firefighters Association President Brian Williams agrees. He spent 55 years going into battle.
In our district, we usually only accomplish around half, maybe less than half of the hazard reductions that we want to do in any season. So there's a big time delay, and the longer we go, the worse the problem becomes.
He takes me to nearby areas burnt during the Black Summer. With dead canopies, they are primed with undergrowth.
This now, 4 years after the Gospel Mountain fire, we could get an even hotter fire.
You're kidding me?
No. If you double the fuel, you quadruple the intensity of the fire. This should have been burnt 2 years ago. This is going to be a real problem now. To do this, no matter when you burn this, it's going to burn too hot.
How many areas are like this, though?
The state.
You're kidding?
No, look. We've been burning less than 1% of the bushfire-prone lands.
How much?
Less than 1% of the bushfire-prone lands we're averaging on a yearly basis.
So we need to be doing what?
Well, the ideal figure is 8%, but the Victorian Royal Commission said a minimum of 5%. We're getting nowhere near that.
New South Wales has a massive 22 million hectares of bushfire-prone land. For the 2023-24 financial year, its hazard reduction target, though, is a much smaller 300,000 hectares. Sky News can reveal it's currently well behind, having done just 60,000 hectares, meaning it's completed around 20% and roughly the halfway point, with summer already started. Its commissioner says it spent the last 4 years preparing.
We've been using that time since that fire season to be ready to refight that fire season again, but do it even better than we did last time.
But how can you say you're very prepared, as you said, when you know that you've only achieved a quarter of the hazard reduction target?
It's not just to do before the end of summer, it's a 12-month target.
But isn't summer the danger period?
Well, it is, but it's also about next summer and the summer after.
But the danger's now.
It is now, but it's also next year.
Commissioner Rogers is dubious backburn requests take years to approve.
I'd like some examples of it so that we can obviously look at it, but it shouldn't take 2 years.
Gaining approval is one thing, completion a whole other. This area is a case in point. In 2019, it was surrounded by fire. Somehow it was spared. Locals tell us it was supposed to have a hazard reduction burn in September, but for whatever reason, that hasn't happened, only putting these houses at greater risk. Sky News has seen a secret RFS document outlining hazard reduction burns for the flammable Hawkesbury region. It shows the 6 most dangerous threats rated extreme are all still to be done, with one seemingly waiting 8 years. Many others rated very high are also untouched. There's an argument here that if the hazard reduction burning isn't done appropriately, that there's a level of culpability.
If there's been proposals to do hazard reduction around areas and they don't get done for many years, and it's due to people just not simply doing their job, then absolutely, that's not acceptable. But I'll give you an example. Every time we do a hazard reduction in Sydney, we are inundated with people complaining about the smoke.
Made more difficult is the fact volunteer numbers are also down. Nearly 7% in 4 years, to 71,000. The RFS says 56,500 are in operational roles, but these figures are being questioned. At one brigade in Western Sydney, a senior RFS leader has told Sky News of the 65 fireys listed active, only 20 were on call. The remainder, quote, hadn't visited in years. Others agree.
If we've got 5 brigades in an area, and they're saying they've got up to 500, 600 members in those 5 brigades, and suddenly when the crunch comes and the fire comes in and only 100 people turn up, well, where is our problem? So, well, how many active firefighters we got?
And just to be clear, you don't want an audit to work out how many volunteers you got access to?
No, because the volunteers can decide their own membership and tell us what it is.
Their president tells us.
This whole area now is really just a ticking time bomb.
Jonathan Lee, Sky News.